Ever heard God's timing is not your timing? Well, it's true, and it even applies to you wanting to be married. Are you a Christian woman and you are wondering, God, why am I still single? You've been praying about it, you've been waiting, and it still has not happened. If that's you, I'm going to be speaking to your heart today, and I'm also going to be sharing with you 5 reasons that possibly might tell you why it hasn't happened yet. Now, before we hop into it, I want to encourage you to, if you're not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, share this video with someone who might also be wondering why she is still single, and join my email list over on the blog. If you hit the description, it's going to be in there. So let's hop right in. And by the way, I'm Tamaya, and I help women in their faith, relationships, and marriage. All right. So, number one reason is God's timing. Now, I know you might feel like you are ready, but it's very possible that God is still getting you ready. Though you feel so ready, He may still be working some things out in your heart. He may still be preparing your future husband for you. My husband and I joke all the time now, and we have had several conversations where we talk about, like, if we would have met earlier on, we would not be together right now. Just because I was in a different place, he was somewhere else. We were at different places in our thinking, um, our expectations, what we wanted at different points in our lives. We weren't ready for one another. So God's timing is perfect, and He knew when we were ready to meet and when we were ready to receive one another and just be who we needed to be for one another. So that is tip number one, God's timing. Now, the second one is you might possibly still be holding on to some past hurts, or possibly still have some wounds from things that have happened in your past. We've all experienced some form of hurt, heartbreak, or betrayal. And these things can linger on and stick with us if we are not very careful. And sometimes these wounds are disguised as, we might say, oh, I'm just being cautious. But you saying you're being cautious really is a way of you putting up a wall and not allowing anyone to get close to you, just because you still holding on and you still have that thing in your heart. It could even look like, um, some of us still have things from our childhood even that are still affecting us today. For instance, if you are a woman that grew up with a father that was absent, usually absent fathers tend to create or manifest itself in relationships as they have trust issues, right? Because dad was not there, he was absent, he was not available, he was not consistent, he was not honest, or whatever. It could be a list of things. All those things tend to come up when you get involved in a relationship, and you may have difficulty trusting or believing when a man tells you something. You may not be able to trust or believe what he says, just because of that past experience, and you haven't been able to work through it. All right. Reason number 3, you might possibly have unrealistic expectations. Now, am I saying anything is wrong with having standards? Absolutely not. We all have them. For instance, you might say, oh, he needs to be spiritually mature. He needs to be financially stable. He needs to be emotionally available. He needs to be tall, dark, and handsome. Right? We all have things like this. We have this list in our heads. And once again, there's nothing wrong with having standards, but keep in the back of your mind that no one is perfect. So he might check most of the boxes. He might check almost all of the boxes, but don't disqualify someone because you have this list in your head, because that list of standards could also be another form of walls that you are putting up just because of some hidden fear or lack of trust, and it's your way of not allowing anyone to get close. So you tell yourself, oh, he doesn't meet my standards, or you tell yourself something to justify, but it's really your way of building a wall, not letting anyone get close. All right, reason number 4. Maybe you are settling in the wrong places, in the wrong relationships. How many of you have been in a wrong relationship? I definitely have. And some of you are in a wrong relationship right now. Yep, you know if it's you. Now, I'm I'm just thinking back. Thank God for deliverance. But yeah, I'm just thinking back to times when like I knew I was in the wrong place, wrong time, wrong person. Like I knew, people around me knew. I had one of my spiritual mothers came to me and was like, hey, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing with this guy? Or what are you doing in this relationship? And it's like, even though I knew, I kind of told myself something to justify staying in the relationship. If that is you, you can't expect God to bless something that you know that he is not, like, you know, you are out of the will of God. You know that God is nowhere involved in that relationship. You didn't seek him. You haven't talked to him about it. It's just something that you just did on your own, and you know that that person is not for you. You can't ask God to bless that. If you have, this is like a little saying, but like, you can't ask God to bless any mess, okay? And you know whether what you are in is messy or not. All right. So I've been there, and we all have been in a wrong relationship. So if that's you, um, start asking God to help you and help you make your way out of it, right? He always gives us a way of escape. All right. Reason number 5. This one is a little bit sensitive, and it may be, maybe you have some issues of low self-worth, or maybe there's some identity issues going on there. Maybe you just don't know how valued you are or how loved you are, because sometimes we believe lies, right? And it could be in the form of, oh, I'm not pretty enough, or oh, I've made too many mistakes, I've done this and I've done that, who's gonna love me? Like, all these thoughts could be running through your mind at any given time, but you have to know how to shut down the voice of the enemy. That is first of all, and know that God made you. I'm thinking about something that my husband says. His mom used to say, like, "Who made you? Like you, like he, it was like, it would be like, did you make yourself? Like, God made you. He made you just the way He wanted you to be." And also something that my cousin says sometimes, she says, God don't make no junk. Right? So you are fearfully and wonderfully made, even with your flaws or things that you feel like are wrong or you don't like about yourself. We all have them, right? We all have images in our head, or, oh, I wish this part of my body was like this, and I wish this looked like that, and I wish. We all have something that we don't necessarily love, but know that God created you perfectly the way He wanted you to be, and you don't override Him, right? He's all powerful and all knowing. So He knew exactly what He was doing when He made you. So just know that you are beautiful enough, and you are loved by Him. First and foremost, you are loved by Him. So you're loved by him, love yourself, and someone will love you. Someone can love you, and God already has someone in mind. You just got to make sure that you have yourself in the right place, and you are that you are working on yourself, right? So that is reason number 5. Now, before I go, I just want to remind you that delay does not mean denial, right? Just because it's taking longer than you are wanting it to take, it does not mean denial, right? It doesn't mean it's not going to happen. I remember when I was ready to get married, I had to I had to get out of a relationship. In all transparency, I was involved in something I knew I had no business being in, and I had to end it. Even though my heart and my flesh and my body said otherwise, I knew that that was not of God, and I had to end it. So you know where you are, and you know what the next step is that you need to take. Now, I want you to also remember that your worth is not tied to your relationship status, right? Just because you're not married yet has nothing to do with your worth, right? You are still created in God's image. And I want you to know that God sees you. He has not forgotten about you, and he still knows the desires of your heart. All right. He has not forgotten about you. And before you go, I want to ask you to leave a comment. Which one of these points stuck with you the most, right? Which one hit you the hardest, or which one do you relate with the most? I want you to drop a comment. I do read the comments. And if you are not subscribed to the channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And if you know someone that would benefit from this video, please, by all means, hit the share button, and also give me a follow over on Instagram, and also join my email list on my blog. All of those links are going to be in the description. Thank you so much for tuning in, and until next time,